So 2015, 16, walk me through what happened after you did, X amount of inspections with your mentor. Then you're out on your own. What was that like, and what did you do right away?
Oh gosh, it was terrifying. Initially, I remember my first inspections. My first inspection was with Rachel Withers. She's a great realtor here in Raleigh, and she was from Coldwell Banker.
How'd you get
And
that first inspection? How did you even get it?
oh, by chance, Instagram, actually, social media. So social media is huge,
What?
huge for us.
You just posted and she saw you, or how, like?
Yeah, so I just, man, I got an Instagram initially, and I was just shooting out random messages. Hey, I'm new home inspector in the area. Would appreciate you, giving me a shot.
Love that.
I didn't do the discounts or anything like that. I just said, hey, I'm new in the area. I would appreciate, you giving me a shot. Let me maybe get in your office, maybe bring some donuts one morning, sit down, grab a coffee, kind of saying whatever.
Can we drill into that for a second? Because you're saying
Yeah.
this just like it's second nature to you. We teach a new home inspector class at InterNACHI every other month, and a lot of them don't even know to do this. So like, where did you either A, get the confidence to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna shoot a bunch of shots. Or B, like, how did you even, like, is this in your upbringing of just taking action and just kind of putting yourself out there? Like, where did that come from, just to like know to
Yeah, I think so. So my family's in the furniture business, and so it's commission sales.
Oh,
And so
okay.
I'm not, yeah, so that's kind of, and you go to a furniture shop and people are just like, hey, buy this and buy, kind of like used cars.
Yeah.
Maybe not as pushy, but maybe that's where it came from. Honestly, I just really, really want to be successful. And I don't like I wanted to be busy, but I didn't like the idea of randomly walking into an office. And just cold-footed, hey, I don't know you, and maybe it's, the receptionist or person working up there. I think that's more difficult to me, rather than getting a realtor. And, Instagram is public, obviously, and everybody has their business pages on there. And I choose more of Instagram rather than Facebook, because I think people maybe take Facebook a little more personally. That's just my personal take on it. I think Instagram is more of an okay platform for that, because Facebook, we think of Facebook and I think of like, okay, friends on Facebook. And Instagram is like a follower, like, okay, yeah, I follow that, brand, or, follow that business or whatever on Instagram. So that's just the mindset that I have with it. Obviously we have a Facebook page and things too, but our Instagram really is what drives us. But yeah, I mean,
first inspection, awesome.
Yeah, literally got lucky. It was on a 4th of July. She needed it last minute. Her normal guy was obviously on vacation for 4th of July. And I said, hey, Rachel, what time you need me there? No problem. I got it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, basically would do anything for the first inspection, just to get something out of the way.
Did you have to cancel plans, or did you tell the family like, hey, look, trying to get
we didn't have anything set in stone that day, and it was literally I think it was the 2nd of July, maybe the 1st, that she needed it. So it wasn't anything wild. I mean, we had young kids, so it wasn't, we didn't have any pressing plans. So luckily, and my wife knew, and she's always very supportive, and she's like, no, do what you need to do, whatever. So she's been obviously a huge help. Especially the beginning, getting everything off the ground.
So how'd the first one go? How'd the first inspection go?
It actually went well. Rachel was there. No clients went, so it wasn't like a high pressure thing. Okay. I was, hey, Rachel and Blaine, I'm going to go ahead and knock this out for you. You're welcome to stick around. She stuck around. She was in her car, I think, the whole time. It's not like she was walking around with me, so. Right. I don't know if she knew that I was, this is my first one. I didn't tell her, obviously. It's not something I said. Hey, it's my first ever inspection. Lucky you.
Might miss a few things, by the way. Yeah, first one.
So you might want to, have somebody else look at this report. No, I think I might have been. I was probably over analyzing things. It took a very long time. I was still integrating with Spectora, obviously, at the time, transitioning over from home, because I was very familiar with HomeGauge. But right off the rip, my first inspection, I used Spectora. I didn't finish it all on my phone there, but I did. It was smooth, and thankfully, honestly, I don't say that because we're on a podcast together, but I really Spectora helped me a lot. Even from the first inspection, I took the time to set my template up, and took the time to get everything right, and kind of was lucky again with Paul to know kind of how I was going to go through this home and what I was going to do, the steps I was going to take. So I set up my template kind of as I go along as best I can, start with the roof, then we go inside, and whatever else we do. So it was actually quite smooth, I'd say. I've heard tons and tons of horror stories as far as first inspections go, but I think as far as, other than being absolutely terrified, I think, it was as smooth as it could have gone. And she still uses us to this day. So, I mean, it wasn't terrible,
What was the internal dialogue like? Did you talk yourself up while you were doing that inspection, or like take me back to just what that's like? Because
it was, in my head, it was a lot of, what you're doing. Like, don't overthink this issue. Like, this is what it is. Put it on the report and let's move on. And it wasn't a brand new house. I think it was like a 70s home. So it had some issues, wasn't perfect, but it wasn't terrible. It was like renovated and things. Luckily the clients from out of state, there weren't a lot of questions and things like that. They were just kind of like I was when I bought my first home. I was happy to be buying a house, happy to be at that stage. And luckily there wasn't anything bad wrong with the home. So it was pretty smooth. But yeah, while I was in the house and while I was doing the inspections, I think we're our worst enemies sometimes, especially in getting off the ground, and getting your foot in the door with these, with these realtors and just doing it. It's definitely an art of repetitiveness, I think. And once you do your first maybe 10 home inspections and you got a good foot in the door and you're all right, this is like clockwork to me. It's like muscle memory kind of.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of information, and so I think we're our worst enemy, and we think a lot while we're doing it. And I was just hounding my brain the whole time, and I was Googling stuff, and I was like, oh man, do I talk about code? No, don't talk about code. We're not code inspectors,
Right.
Just don't worry about that kind of thing. Just get the big stuff and kind of rock with it. So.
Hi everyone, this is Louis from Spectora. I'm going to put 3 links down in the description below. The first link is for you if you like Spectora, but maybe you just have a couple questions. You can schedule a 15-minute discovery call with someone from our client success team to make sure that Spectora is a great fit for you. It is, by the way. If you're ready to dive in and start using the app, the second link is for our free trial. With the average cost of a home inspection, that's a couple $1,000s that you'll pocket before you pay us a dime. And the third link is for our Spectora Jumpstart program. If you're a brand new home inspector, you probably need a website, or maybe you have a website that you just kind of threw up real quick and you're not super thrilled with it. In the Jumpstart program, we'll make you a great website based on feedback from you to make sure that it reflects your business, your market, and you. We'll optimize it for search engines, and we'll put an online scheduler on your website too, so you can spend less time on the phone and more time out in the field working. We'll also bundle it with a full year of the Spectora app, and we'll do it at a great price too. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you check out other videos on this channel, and take care.